Also kind of like this cover, it's just a rock. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Britt, and in this video I'm going to show you my 2023 TBR, as well as talk about some of my reading goals for the new year and just, you know, things I want to focus on when it comes to my reading routine. I'm really going to try to make reading more of a habit in the new year, because I realized that in 2022 I was very distracted by my phone, and I really want to try to focus on not like mindlessly scrolling through Instagram and TikTok. So I have set myself some reading goals, and I'm going to use this very fun reading tracking app called Basmo. This video is actually in collaboration with Basmo. Thank you so much for working with me on this video. So if you've never heard about Basmo before, it's a really fun reading tracking app where you can track so many things and set so many fun reading goals, and it will really help you to create a habit out of reading. For example, you can of course set a yearly reading goal. I will set my goal for 50 books, and in 2022 I already made it. You can also set a daily reading goal of how many minutes you want to read each day, and you can also set reminders, so the app will give you a notification like, hey, you want to read today, to reach your daily reading goal. And whenever you feel like reading, you can actually choose a book you want to read, obviously, add it to your collection, and then you can like press start to kind of start a reading session. And during that reading session you can also add notes about the thoughts that you have on the book. So it's really easy to keep track of everything that you're reading, all your thoughts, all your notes. And of course you can just add the books to different collections, like books you're currently reading, books you want to read, books you have read, different collections like favorite books of the year, books you DNF'd. It's also really fun how you can see your progress, like your weekly progress or your monthly or yearly progress, to see how many days you've actually managed to reach your daily reading goal. I'm going to set my reading goal for 15 minutes every day, so I think that should be very doable. I'm having so much fun using this app, and if you're interested in also trying it out, I will of course leave a link down below in the description where you can download the app and just see if it's something for you. And I'm sure that it will help you stick to your reading goal and create a habit out of reading. But now let's go and take a look at my bookshelf to see which books I really want to read in the new year and why. Welcome to my bookshelf. Yes, this yellow leaf is not looking amazing, but I'm just gonna have to ignore that. I'm going to have a little look around my bookshelf to see if there are some books that I'm just like, I really want to read those, because there are many unread books on my shelf. I believe I have like 117. I do keep track of how many unread books I have. It kind of helps me to, you know, become a bit more mindful of how many unread books I already have, which helps me to not buy as many books. But you know, Christmas and my birthday at the end of the year, there will be lots of new books, but that's fine. On my top shelves that you can't really see, I have lots of fantasy books that I am not really into at the moment, so I think I'm just going to look more into this area, which are my non-fiction books and like literary fiction, adult fiction, some like unhinged female character books as well that are very popular right now. I'm pretty sure I'll find a couple of books on here. Let's take a look. Okay, definitely this one, as well as this one. Lots of classics here as well. Not the biggest fan, because I'm still a little bit intimidated by them. However, I do want to get to some classics this year. I'm finding many books I want to read. Okay, let's go back to that. I managed to find quite a fun pile of books that I really hope to read in the new year. First of all, Devotion by Patti Smith. If you've been following my channel for a while, you may know that I absolutely love Patti Smith and I want to read all of her books and just all of her works. And this is again a little non-fiction book. It's called Why I Write, and I'm pretty sure it's just going to be full of her thoughts about life and writing. And it says, in this stirring book, one of our culture's most inspiring artists offers an intimate account of her own creative process. And that is what I love about Patti Smith, getting like into her head and her thoughts about creativity and life. And that is really what is all coming through in all of her books. So this one is definitely on my TBR. I think she's so inspiring. Next up we have a little poetry collection, because I don't read many poems. However, I saw this one, Selected Poems by Rilke. In 2022 I read Rilke's Letters to a Young Poet and absolutely loved it. So I thought I really wanted to read some more of his works. And this is a really short poetry collection, and I think it would be good for me to kind of get out of my reading comfort zone again and read some more books that I usually don't really gravitate towards, namely poetry books. So this one, definitely. Look at the cover, by the way. Very unique and colorful. A little bit creepy as well. Then we have one that I am very sad about, that I still have not picked up this book. It is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is a sci-fi written by Andy Weir, who is also the author of The Martian, which is one of my favorite sci-fi books, and everyone seems to love this book even more than The Martian. I am very sad I have not picked up this book. It's a need. I have to read this in 2023. This is about an astronaut who must save the Earth from disaster. Then I was so intrigued by this one. It's called Bad Behavior by Mary Gateskill, and I don't know, I just love the cover. I am honestly obsessed with this entire collection of Penguin books and these editions with the beautiful ocean green back and then the photos on the covers. Loving them very much. This is a collection of short stories that takes place in 1980s New York. And this is, I guess, a lot about just life in New York in the 80s. Partying, love, sex, drugs, I assume. I honestly have never read anything by Mary Gateskill before, nor have I heard of her, but this was a cover buy. Then we have Sally Rooney's Conversations with Friends. In the last year, I finally read some Sally Rooney books. I read Normal People and Beautiful World, Where Are You? And I quite enjoyed them. I am very intrigued by her books and by her characters. I have heard that many people didn't really enjoy this one that much, or thought that was the least of her, I believe, 3 books. But I'm still intrigued, and I now see that there is a sticker on here that I don't like, so I hope I can take this off without... Oh man, it's not looking good. Although, oh no, oh no. No, why is there a sticker residue? Okay, I'm gonna try and get this off soon, but publishers, why do you do this to your books? They can send people to the moon, but they can't, create stickers that don't leave sticker residue. I'm confused. Then I have one that I am a little bit intimidated by, obviously, because it is massive, but this is the collected works of Oscar Wilde. I love Oscar Wilde, and I have read quite a few of his works. However, it is my goal to read everything that he has ever written in his life. Of course, I read The Picture of Dorian Gray, I read some of his fairy tales. Let's see, what else have I read? I read some of his plays, but in here is everything, all of his poems as well, more of his plays, and I want to just underline the heck out of this book, annotate it like crazy, and just go absolutely mental while reading this book. It is going to be a journey because it is massive, but I just want this to be completely lived and read, you know what I mean? Just devour this, and I can't wait. Also, I'm obsessed with this cover. It looks like a watercolor painting and it's gold. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I'm so ready, so ready. Okay, I've got a couple of more books to talk about. The next one is called The Idiot, written by Elif Batuman. This one is also very popular right now on BookTube and BookTok. To be honest, I have no clue what this book is about. It says here, a vibrant novel of ideas underpinned by a poker-faced sense of absurdity and humor so dry it calls for olives. I think I'm just going to go into this book not really knowing what to expect. I've heard some really good things about this book, and also I believe I heard that it's basically one of those books where not a lot happens plot-wise, but the characters are just very interesting because you really get into their heads and their thoughts, so I'm intrigued. Also, kind of like this cover, it's just a rock. 2 more books to talk about. This one is one that I recently bought, and I don't know, I was attracted to the cover. It is a white cover. It's called The Years by Annie Ernaux. I have never heard of her before, but I looked up the book on Goodreads, and it also was the winner of the Nobel Prize for Fiction, I believe. I took off the sticker, which kind of also left a little bit of a residue, but not too much. I like it to just be completely white. But this is non-fiction, and it says, considered by many to be the iconic French memoirist's defining work, The Years is a narrative of the period 1941 to 2006, told through the lens of memory, impressions, past and present, cultural habits, language, photos, books, songs, radio, television, advertising, and news headlines. The reason I'm so intrigued by this book is because in 2022, I found this love for reading about people, reading memoirs, even if they're people I don't even know anything about. I find it so interesting, you know, seeing what makes different people tick, how their brain works, how their lives are, what they are inspired by, because it in turn inspires me as well to, you know, think outside the box and think and become aware of so many different lives around me. And I don't know, super interesting to read memoirs, especially of people I don't really know much about. So this is why I'm super excited to read this book. Let me know in the comments if you've read this. And then the last book I'm super excited to read, and also because of the cover, it is Cleopatra and Frankenstein, the hottest new book. Again, I don't really know what it's about. New York is slipping from Cleo's grasp. She is at different parties every night, but she barely knows everyone. And then you also have Frank. She meets Frank. He's 20 years older, and Frank's life is full of success and excess that Cleo's lacks. No clue what to expect. I'm incredibly intrigued. I saw this around everywhere on BookTube and on TikTok, and I need to know what the hype is all about. So this is my TBR for 2023. I really hope to create more of a habit with reading and just not go on TikTok and Instagram as much. Also, reading before bed. I just know that whenever I am on my phone until the second before I go to sleep, I will not sleep as well compared to when I just read for like 15 minutes or half an hour before going to bed. So these type of things I'm really going to try to focus on in the new year, because I just know how it will help me mentally and physically. But still, I'm finding it very difficult to not go on my phone a lot. But as I said, I'm going to consciously try to make a habit out of reading more every day and not be on my phone as much. Basically, I just need to get this phone away from me, and maybe I'd like do a challenge of not having a smartphone for a week. I still have this very old Nokia phone that still works and that you can just text with and call with and play Snake on, and that's it. Maybe that will be a fun challenge for a week. However, this was my 2023 TBR/reading goals. Let me know in the comments if you've got any books in your TBR, or if you're trying to, you know, create more of a habit out of reading, or have some different reading goals, because I'm very intrigued, and it's also very inspiring to see everyone's reading goal. I am going to focus a lot on just mood reading and, you know, reading the books that I want to read, but these are definitely some books that are very high up on my radar. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you want to comment something but you don't know what to comment, comment some fireworks emoji, because of the new year, and you know, new year, new me. Fireworks all the way. I love looking at the fireworks on New Year's Eve, and it's always exciting, you know, when there is a new year. Okay, thank you again so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video.